the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
And good morning or afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to another edition of Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, coast to coast, which is a good thing because that's who I am. And joining me today, listen, in all sincerity, I hate this son of a bitch. I never really liked him from the beginning, but I'm stuck with him because he pushes the buttons back there.
And I push him with
and
these
he uses
two fingers.
buttons.
With
Right,
these
exactly.
two fingers.
No, I'm
here.
only kidding. I'm only kidding. Mr. John Styles, a man I'm proud to say is back in my life after some absence. But you guys all know the story. We're gonna have some fun today, Mr. John. How are you this morning, sir?
Outstanding, I'm told. How are you?
Well, like I always tell you, get inside, then stop standing outside. You never learn that lesson, do you? Here in Virginia Beach, folks, it's 41 degrees, rainy, schmutzy, terrible. 2 days ago it was 71, and 10 days ago it was shoveling snow. So you all back there in Vegas talk about bipolar weather. I think I'm kind of running close to you. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. Are we allowed to say Super Bowl? I think we're supposed to say the big game now. I don't know if I guess I said it. So we're on the eve of the Super Bowl. My goodness. Tomorrow's the big game.
That's that thing where the two groups of millionaires get out on the field and throw this pig back and forth.
That's right. And they kick the shit out of each other for some little trophy. Oh, you know what? I actually have a replica of the Super Bowl trophy. During the break, I'll go get one. Because
Okay.
one of the previous memorabilia shows that our good friend Scott Hosey over at Power Play Sports does or did in the past. You know, I used to host them, and there was this one vendor selling cards and all sorts of oddities and stuff, and he actually had the complete Super Bowl winning trophy set for the New York Giants. You know, Giants have won 4 trophies,
Right.
and so I thought it was a novelty. So I bought the 4 set, and actually, I hope my wife's not listening because it's the first time I've admitted. Although they're on my shelf, it's not like she can't see them. So I'll bring those over during the break. Well, I got so much stuff.
Just because she hasn't slapped you upside the head doesn't mean she doesn't
That's
know.
what she doesn't know. I know. That's true. That's right, dude. She's saving it for a rainy day. I'll get 4 slaps in the head, and she'll go, you know what those are for? I'm like, no. She'll go, you know those trophies? I'm like, gotcha. Either way, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We got a lot to talk about. I'm all over the place today, which is why I use the coast-to-coast background today, because I got so much stuff to talk about. Every stuff in Vegas. I got stuff here in Virginia Beach. But, of course, I got Super Bowl stuff. We're going to talk about that. And maybe while you're all watching, hey, use the chat room. Now, many of you have been kind enough to respond to my question out there on Facebook, who you got. So far, it's about split, believe it or not. But I'll ask for those updated predictions. You can give me scores, highlights, and, of course, we're going to go over some prop bets, not the normal things. I like the stupid prop bets, you know, the silly stuff. So we'll talk about that. I'm going to share some of that. So we got a lot going on to fill the hour. Of course, today's show, as always, is being brought to you by Sweet Pea's Bakehouse, Novelty Sports Art, which is actually quite apropos when you think about it. You Chiefs and Eagles fans, you can go on to noveltysportsart.com and you can either ask for it or see if they have, you know, Eagles dumping on the Chiefs or Chiefs in the drip and paint dumping on the Eagles. So it would be apropos. Tidewater Community College, Rustic Reclaim Design, Think Energy. So I want to thank all of those great folks for supporting the show and all the craziness that we do. You watching us on Facebook, love you for that right here on Aaron's Hour Show. Of course, you can go to WWDB-TV Las Vegas on Facebook. If you like YouTube, that's okay. I'm out there too. Aaron's Hour Show, as well as WWDB-TV is there on YouTube. And then, of course, in a couple of days, go to Roku, download the WWDB-TV channel to Roku, and on there, you get a plethora of options of all the great shows that John offers through the network. Yes, sir.
I'm also investigating the possibility of being able to go live on Blue Sky.
Ooh, Blue Sky. I've never heard of Blue Sky. Who's Blue Sky?
Blue Sky is the new alternative to X or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook.
Okay. Well, that's exciting news to hear. It's something I'm going to have to look into as well then.
And I also have a football joke.
Oh, okay. So we're carrying over bad dad jokes from Kiwanis Connects, are we? All right, let's do it.
Okay, it's not. Technically, it could be a bad dad joke, but here goes. So this guy takes his new blonde girlfriend for the first time to a football game.
Mm-hmm.
So they sit there through the whole game, blah, 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 going back and forth. And she's not saying a word, just sitting there watching. And so after the game, they're sitting there in the clubhouse having a drink. And so he says, so what did you think? And she says, well, I just don't get it. All of that back and forth and fighting and pushing each other over a quarter. What's up with that? And he goes, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And she said, well, they kept yelling, get the quarterback, get the quarterback.
Oh, boy. From that point, folks, we can only go up from here. That's right. We can only go up from here. Leave it to John. No, that's actually not a bad one. At least you didn't ask for change on the quarter. That could have been tough. Hey, speaking of networks, I do want to make a grand announcement. This is breaking news regarding the shows, my business, The Voice. By the way, I don't know what's happening to my voice because I have a seminar to do at 1:00 podcast seminar here. Go to my embroidery store. The Voice has a store. thevoice.qbstores.com. Dress like a Hall of Famer. By the way, John, you are going to get a commercial to run for that. And I wrote the commercial on your inspiration when you gave me those words about dress like a Hall of Famer or something, or dress like whatever it was.
Yeah.
So Eileen's going to voice it for me. I have pictures that I put together for it, so it'll be easy peasy. But I do have logos out there. Everything that I'm associated with: Aaron's Hour, The Voice, WWDB TV, even retro like Thoughts Count Anywhere. Our old logo, not the current one, the old black and white one.
Oh, cool.
You can get all your embroidery products like this hat. This is brand new. I just ordered off the site with my new logo, including the Coast to Coast, but also WWDB TV. Listen, John's a great guy, and I say this with all sincerity, but I want to help him too. Let's spread the word about what he does. So I've got his logo out there. Get some shirts, golf towels, bags, whatever you want. Go out there and visit the QR code. The website is running across the screen. But here's the exciting news. Starting March 3rd, the studio portion of what I do on this coast, I'm pulling it out of my house. I am renting space.
So she's evicting you, huh?
I couldn't handle the rent increase. So everybody's familiar with the Regis office things, right? The community office space. Well, there's something similar to that here. There is Regis, but this is a company called Gather. Same design. It's these community office spaces. I am renting a space big enough to move my studio into there.
Oh, cool.
And why is that significant, you might ask?
Don't tell me. It's at TCC.
No, not yet. That's down the line.
Okay.
It's significant because a new affiliate station has been born as part of WWDB TV. We're calling it WVBV, Virginia Beach, Virginia TV. And I already have 2 or 3 shows that people that want to do their own shows on podcasting. So actually my 1:00 training today is with 2 of those people and their show they want to do. So my point is I've got 2 or 3 new shows developing that are going to be part of the affiliate network of WWDB TV called WVBV TV. Pat, can I buy a vowel? Anyway, so with the growing success of that, with all due respect, I didn't want them coming into my house to set up, although we could do the video link stuff, but I want to do this with them in person. So
yeah, it's more effective one-on-one.
Of course. So that's the great news, which means, John, when I come out there, we need to look at your calendar. Okay. And you need to give me a shopping list of equipment, and I need to figure out a time and place to foot you a bill and a ticket to bring you out here and help me get all that set up. So that's the great news. And John's working on a new logo for me, hopefully. I know we talked about that. I know he's busy. I'm not pressuring him for it, but that is coming down the pipe. So it's not like I'm not getting
I always love it when people say stuff like that. It's like, well, I know you're busy. Just, I'm just no pressure, but can you have it done by the end of the day?
No pressure. Well, of all the things I ask you to do, doing that logo is kind of low on the list, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Doing commercials for the advertisers and things, those do carry a little more weight. I'll give you that. All right. Yeah. So now that so it's all good stuff. This is great stuff that's going on. I'm excited that The Voice and Aaron
Yeah,
Zauer.
no shit. That's pretty cool.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So we only have a couple of minutes before break. So I'm going to tease some of the Super Bowl stuff for us, a quick little story. So first of all, we know there's going to be a whole slew of the vendors and stuff. And a lot of people just watch the Super Bowl for the commercials, especially if you don't really have any rooting interest in football, or if you are not a fan of either team, whatever it is. Like me, obviously everybody knows I'm a Giants fan. I'm stuck in a quandary. How can I root for the Eagles? They're my same division. Now, normally I would root for the NFC representative if my Giants are not there, but how can I root for the Eagles? The problem is Saquon Barkley. Okay, we all know the story. He was a Giant up until this year, but more importantly for me, he was an alumni of Penn State University, my alma mater. How can I root against one of my own? Well, then there's Kansas.
Dude, the answer to that is really simple. The Chiefs are going to win anyway.
Well,
so why not root for the winner?
Well, you see, and that's my other quandary, is the Chiefs. History is important in anything we do. So getting a third win in a row is historic because it's never been done before. Okay. I would like to see somebody else win it, but do I want to see the Eagles win it? But my problem with that is I love Andy Reid. I had an opportunity to meet him in person in 2009 out at the Pro Bowl when he was coaching the Eagles at the time. Great guy. But what I love about him, good morning, Curtis. He is the founder of the BMX group and I don't know why it's escaping me at the second. See, I get torn away. Anyway, but a guy who goes out on, you got the Nick Sabans, you got Bill Belichick's who are straight and narrow and, you don't mess with me. Here's this guy doing these State Farm commercials who's willing to do a commercial by standing up front and saying, great oogly boogly. I mean, come on. How can you not love a guy like that, right? So there's a part of me that wants to root for Andy Reid for this. So I'm kind of caught in a quandary. So anyway, getting back to the commercials. Do you know what the commercials are costing this year, John, for 30 seconds? Do you have any idea?
$8 million, I think.
Right on the button, sir. $8 million for 30 seconds. Last year, it was 70. It was $7 million. Okay. That's a 55% jump from what the price was in 2019 for these commercials. It is being predicted that the way these prices are creeping up, you ready for this? Ad sales in the future will eventually cost, you ready for this? $1 billion with a B, billion for 30 seconds.
And if you think that's ridiculous, call me at 702.
702-992-3207. We'll give you a discount off that $1 billion. I'll tell you what, we'll even give you a 50% off the $1 billion, I'm sure. You know what, Herman? You are 1,000% correct. Where was her? I did not see that on Facebook. Is that YouTube? That is Facebook. Why am I not seeing it? Yeah, Herman, absolutely. I totally agree. The game should be a very good game. I think the point spread is only 1.5. They're expecting
I think it's going to be a good game. I hope so.
So
there's nothing worse than seeing a dud Super Bowl, especially after you paid $8 million for a 30-second commercial.
But the thing is that even with a bad game, people will still tune in for the commercials. Now, of course, commercials start leaking a couple of days ahead of the game. And Hellman Mayonnaise. Hellman's Mayonnaise is one of the sponsors, and they leaked their commercial. If you remember the movie When Harry Met Sally,
I saw that with the sandwich. Yeah.
Oh, they duplicated that. It is fantastic.
They did.
If you haven't seen it, you can see it. It's on YouTube, but you definitely see it tomorrow. All right, with that, we're going to step aside for our first break. From all of our supporters and advertisers, we want to thank them all. Of course, I want to thank you for tuning in and making me part of your Saturday. More to come on the other side. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
With an award-winning and dedicated faculty and 4 beautiful campuses, Tidewater Community College proudly serves nearly 25,000 students a year, 48% of whom pursue degrees that let them transfer to four-year institutions. At Tidewater Community College, 65% of our students attend part-time, so they can earn while they learn, and 1/3 of our students are military-related. Enroll today at Tidewater Community College. From here, go anywhere.
Founded in 2021 by husband and wife duo Jason and Melissa Taylor, Rustic Reclaimed Design is a small business proudly owned by a woman and disabled Navy veteran. Rustic Reclaimed Design specializes in custom handmade and laser engraved products. By combining craftsmanship and creativity, Rustic Reclaim Design delivers unique, high-quality items. Whether it is a personalized gift, something for the home, or a custom design, their mission is to create a piece that brings your vision to life. Visit us on Facebook by searching Rustic Reclaim Design. Send an email to sales@rusticreclaimdesign.com or simply call 757-567-2790. Rustic Reclaim Design is where we craft connections one unique piece at a time. It seems like the cost of keeping the lights on goes up way too often. Do you wish there was something you can do to control the energy costs in your own home to keep the lights on? I want you to Think Energy. Think Energy has partnerships across the country that takes advantage of solar farms. Solar farms actually reduce the dependency on your local electric company by having part of your electricity actually come from these solar farms, which in turn reduces your costs. To learn more, contact Preston Pearson by dialing 229-291-8329 or send an email to cp3foralltime@gmail.com. There is no better time to think energy.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. Woo! What's 218?
That was the length of the commercial break.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, welcome back. We got a lot going on, but first, while Curtis is still there, Get a Grip, BMX Racing. That's the group that he sponsors. Is that
Get a Grip or Get a Grid?
Get a Grip with a P. Get a Grip. BMX Racing team.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Yeah.
All right, here. Let me do this, and I'm only doing this because he's watching he's in the chat room, and I want to listen. He volunteers, helps these kids BMX biking, and look at that logo. Wait a minute, where is it? Right down here, right there, folks. Aaron Phillips is a proud sponsor of BMX Get a Grip, folks. That's right. So check them out. They're on Facebook. Get a Grip. You can get they tour and go to these competitions all over the area here in the Virginia Beach area, up and down the coast. So it's a great organization. Support the kids. You know what? You got some kids there doing some great stuff, being led by some great parents. So there you go. Thanks, Curtis. I just showed the shirts because I had a brain fart before the break. All right. So I want to talk a little bit more about the Super Bowl, because Vegas,
that's this weekend, isn't it?
I think so. I think it's tomorrow. Some important game or something. Listen, John, do they still have the ban in Las Vegas on being able to say Super Bowl out there? The NFL kibosh that still?
Well, nobody said anything to me. I haven't been sued yet, and we've been talking about it on all our shows for a week. So, they may show up Monday and close me down.
That's right. They come knocking on your door and hand you a bill.
Yeah, so what? What are they going to get?
Well, so it became a matter of copyright using the NFL shield and advertising there in the casinos. They had all this issue and stuff. But so here's the thing: more people
would
go to Vegas. Yeah, it's true. The gambling and the dollars that come in brings a lot more attention to the NFL nowadays than they probably did 20 years ago. But
hell yeah.
Or at least legal gambling. Let me put it that way. But here's the thing. People would go to Vegas whether the game is played there or not, as in this case, every year, because it's Vegas, number one, all the parties. You know what? I mean, people go to Vegas for New Year's Eve, 300,000 people, but they're predicting this year, though, and I don't know if this made news there or not, but I pulled it off the Las Vegas Review-Journal website, John. They're expecting a drop of a 4% decline in attendees coming to Vegas during Super Bowl weekend than the past, which is kind of surprising. And yet they're projecting 316,000 people, and that's down 4%. Yeah. But yet hotel accommodations, for some reason, are expected to actually increase somehow at the same time. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how they figured that out, but I think Vegas thought that with an estimated $1.4 billion being bet on the game, that the majority of that will be coming through Vegas.
Could be.
Right? I mean, I don't know. Just while the Las Vegas Convention Authority's projection for a lighter crowd this year was expected,
the organization that markets Las Vegas, it's the same people that came up with the thing, what happens here stays here thing years ago, said Southern Nevada resorts actually may be more crowded this year with an 87% occupancy rate being predicted. That's 0.1 percentage point higher than it was in 2024, and as a result of two major resorts. So the Mirage and the Tropicana being closed last year, reducing the number of available rooms by 3.7%. There's only 150,419 hotel rooms there in Las Vegas. So I don't understand that. I don't, maybe the cost of gas or flying or things like that, maybe slowing people down from wanting to get out there, but I don't know. 319,000 people over a weekend, John, still sounds pretty good to me.
Yep.
I can't wait to see what the betting and the revenue numbers would be for the month, for this time period in the state after this weekend. That's for damn sure. All right, we'll get back to some more Super Bowl news in a moment, but I want to get to some news coast to coast. Let's talk about MGM. MGM has a new event space that's coming up there soon.
Is this part of the Vegas Unwrapped segment?
Oh yeah, it is. Hey, I forgot. Hit it.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
I just did that to see if you were paying attention.
I was paying attention.
I wonder how much money's in the
I had my finger on the button.
Yeah, I bet you did. Herman, that's a great question. And about the neighborhood pools, I'm so glad you said that, because tomorrow my daughter and her boyfriend and friends from CrossFit and everything else are coming to the house. And apparently the expectation is that they're going to do a little bit of a pool, Super Bowl pool. So it's so funny you asked that. And here's the thing.
But wait, there's only going to be 4 of you?
Yeah, exactly. No, and I said in friends from in CrossFit.
Oh, okay.
So this is not going to be a game that anybody's going to get rich off of, because my daughter put this together, and here's what it costs. You ready? You can buy these squares. It's 50 cents a square.
Okay.
$10 to the winner for each quarter. Okay. And then for $20 for winning the fourth quarter, or $10 plus $10 if you win the overtime. So if you win each of the quarters and then it goes into overtime and you win again, you still win in overtime.
Cool.
So this is not one of those like $10, $20, $100 squares that you can make some shekels out of. But Herman, your point is well noted, because office pools, neighborhood pools, pools on one. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So thank you, Herman.
I have one at the studio, but there's only 2 of us, so
You know what though? You should have done.
I got a 50-50 chance of winning my own money back.
Yeah, and I know which way I would bet on that for you. How do you lose to yourself, John? That would be the key question, wouldn't it? But
we have my in front of the camera, John, and we have my behind the camera, John.
That's exactly. I know that feeling, don't I? Yeah. Really, Curtis, the Get a Grip football pool is only half full. Found it difficult to get participants. Really?
Wow.
Curtis, just out of curiosity, how much are you selling squares for? I mean, obviously, I'm presuming it's a fundraiser for Get a Grip.
What happens if nobody wins?
Well,
in other words, let's say you got 10 or 15 empty squares, and that just happens to be one of the ones that wins. Then what happens?
Well, here's the thing. As someone running the pool, you don't want to have empty squares. Or what you do is if a square wins that's empty, you just roll those winnings over to the next quarter.
Okay.
Now, if you get to the end and the winner's in an empty square, well, then Curtis could end up having a very nice dinner regardless.
The house keeps it all.
Keeps it all. Now, I'm Curtis. I'm presuming you're doing this as a fundraiser for Get a Grip payout program. Is it perfect? Hey, Curtis, is this for Get a Grip? Is this a fundraiser, or are you doing it just for fun with family and friends? And if so, if someone that is on the air right now would want to buy a square to support, how would one want to go about doing that if possible? So I throw that into the question as well. All right. So a new entertainment space is coming to the MGM right now, Palm Tree Beach Club, and outdoor music in it. We will still pay out and just break even. Okay. Oh, it's a fundraiser. Okay.
Good. All right. I want to know how, if I wanted to buy a square or 2 or 4, how would we go about doing that? That's what I would want to know, sir. If you have a link, or you can private message me if you'd like with that information as well. Good morning, Julie. Thank you, Julie. Yes, feeling better. Absolutely. Thank you, Julie. I hope you're okay down there. And Herman Platsky. All right. So Kiwanis division that Herman is in, that's 21 Palms out there. These messages I love it. How come I'm not seeing Herman's messages pop up here?
I don't know.
Really, on my phone, that is. I'm sure they're there. They're showing up on the chat box.
Yep,
all right, Curtis, visit our Facebook page. Okay, we'll visit the Facebook page. Maybe during the next break, I'll try to go onto the page and I'll get the link and I'll send it to John so we can post it. Herman, Division has one going for $20 a square. Herman, how are you doing on square sales? I want to know that as well. And is there a way to buy some electronically? Hope so. Julie, yes. Again, I hope you're doing well. Make sure you reach out to Rustic Reclaim soon to get that piece that you were inquiring about. Okay. Where was I? I have no idea. Oh, Palm Tree Beach Club. I love talking live stuff. Oh, these printed off things. Anyway, Palm Beach Beach Club will open up in May as part of MGM Grand. Then you will have almost 60,000 square feet with a capacity of about 3,000 and will include a ground level stage, a saltwater pool, 12 bungalows, 10 cabanas, along with day beds and chaise lounge. So another pool event. Plus, the MGM Grand announced the first guest rooms of a $300 million renovation of its main tower will be available come March 1st. So all the renovations are starting to show up and be done. Oh, I better announce this one because this is happening soon out there in Las Vegas. The Thunderbirds are done with the training exercise, and they are on their way home. And today, Saturday, out there in Vegas, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Pacific time, so it's coming up, folks, look to the skies because they're going to be doing a flyover from the south heading north on their way home. So the Freebirds, Thunderbird Freebirds. Now, I just fucking dated myself.
Freebird!
Oh, mother. So they're returning to Nellis Air Force Base. John, you'll probably hear them, if nothing else, right?
Dude, they're like just 85 feet from my house.
Right, I was going to say, they may park in your driveway.
No, they're pretty close. They're just, but yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that I'll be seeing and hearing it.
So between 10 and 11 a.m. Pacific time, look to the skies again. They're coming from the south up to the north, heading back to Nellis Air Force Base. You can search the Thunderbirds online and check out their 2025 season schedule as to where they will.
If you're in Vegas and you ever get the chance to go out there, especially when they have their opening day out at Nellis, the opening day for their Thunderbird season.
Yep.
It's something to see. It is. Absolutely. It is. And find somebody to make friends with who is either, part of the families of either the pilots or the crew chiefs or stuff like that. Because you can get out there and there's only like 400 or 500 people. And, they let you sit in the planes and shit like that. And I don't know if they do anymore, but it's a hell of an experience.
It is. And they have stuff like that out here. They have the
Blue Angels.
They have the Blue Angels, but they have the Military Aviation Museum out here in Virginia Beach, which I visited a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, my wife and I, we took a run through there. They do air shows there. It's a grass landing strip, John.
Yeah.
How's that? That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yep.
All right. Let's step aside for our second break of the show. I'm about to send you, John, through the messenger, the link for the Get a Grip information as well. So we can run that to help them. With that, folks, don't go anywhere. We got more to come, more Super Bowl talk, more news, more stuff, more kibitzing. We'll be right back.
And we'll be back in 1 minute and 53 seconds.
There you go.
Switching to a vegan dessert doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or texture. At Sweet Peas Bakehouse, our pastries are designed to be just as delightful as their traditional counterparts. Sweet Peas Bakehouse features rich flavors and satisfying textures that will please any palate. From decadent brownies to light and fluffy cakes, each bite is a celebration of natural sweetness, free from artificial additives. Indulge in treats that not only taste great, but also nourish the body by visiting www.sweetpeasbakehouse.com. Sweet Peas with a Z Bakehouse.com. Experience the difference that nature-inspired baking can make at Sweet Peas Bakehouse. Call 804-214-7773 today and taste the goodness.
Hello, I'm Rick Upchurch, former Denver Bronco Ring of Famer. In life, there are rivalries, and then there are football rivalries. Broncos Raiders, Packers Vikings, Washington Dallas. But what happens when those sports rivalries invade a household? You know the scenario. Grandma loves Ohio State, but Grandpa loves Michigan. Novelty Sports Art has the type of artwork that simply adds fuel to the fire. The drip helmets depicted those hated rivalries with a splash of humor and color. These original artwork prints can be hung in the man cave, she shed, or the centerpiece at the next family reunion. Visit www.noveltysportsart.com and order from our listed inventory. You can also call 804-505-5669 for ordering details. A great sports rivalry should be honored as a novelty.
All right, welcome back. Yes, it should. That's right. And you got a great rivalry going on today. You know, one thing they really haven't talked too much about, not today, tomorrow, that they haven't really talked too much about like they did the first time the Eagles and Chiefs played, and that's Andy Reid. You know, Andy Reid has been doing such a great job as a head coach, but we also forget that he was a coach of the Eagles when the Eagles won their Super Bowl. Remember, Andy Reid's won Super Bowls for multiple teams now, the Eagles and the Chiefs. And his record goes back to the time when he was coaching the Eagles. All right, let's see. Herman. Payouts are $200 for quarters 1 through 3. Final score. There's information right there if you want to pay via Venmo to the Kiwanis Clubs or PayPal. Also, you can do it through Zelle or Cash App. I just copied all that information to a Word document on my side. So, Herman, you're not sure how many squares are available. That's totally fine. Again, like you said, yes, square. So I'll message. I see that it is Delia Guzman. I see her name in that Cash App there. I'll reach out to her. Team Grip, Curtis, let me know how many squares you got left, if you don't mind, as well, just for the heck of it. All right. Okay, let's get back to it. Congratulations. Oh, by the way, congratulations real quickly going to Frank Marino. Frank Marino is a staple there. I think he should probably be called Mr. or Ms. Las Vegas nowadays. For those who don't know, he has a new show going on and has basically been signed to a long-term forever residency down out there at the Virgin Hotels, Diva Dragon Drinks. 40 years he's been entertaining there in Las Vegas. As a matter of fact, he was a neighbor of my parents in the lake section of Las Vegas back in the day. Great guy. But yeah, congratulations to him. He will be, let's see, where is it here? Okay, his shows run 3 nights a week at Virgin's Upscale Theater. You can catch his performances on Fridays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. or Sundays at 4 p.m. Each $49 ticket includes a complimentary drink. So, yeah, check him out. I mean, there's a reason that he's as successful as he is and as entertaining as he is. And his most notable character is probably Joan Rivers. That was his.
I was going to wait and see how long it took you before I jumped in.
I had Joan Rivers and Phyllis Diller in my head.
Yeah,
I know it wasn't Phyllis Diller. I couldn't come up with Joan Rivers. But that was the one that he was most prominent for, was Joan Rivers. And
yeah.
Great guy, great entertainment. The entertainment that he surrounds himself with there is also tremendous. All right, here's a piece of news for Valentine's Day. You know, Valentine's Day is a week from yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So Valentine's Day traditionally in Las Vegas is also one of the busiest days on the calendar because of all the wedding chapels, right, John? Yeah, all the chapels there on the Strip, especially downtown. You know, all the casinos have chapels. But how often can you get married at a Denny's? Okay. The Denny's restaurant down on Fremont Street, they're offering free weddings. That's right. I said free. Can't get much better than that in Vegas. They have a wedding chapel inside this Denny's, folks. It's right next to Neonopolis. It's right there, Fremont and Main Street. It's right there.
And I understand. I'll find out later today. I understand that one of the security guards down there will be officiating the wedding.
Is he an officiant now too? He might as well be. Knowing him, he can do a shotgun wedding, literally.
He's got a week, so I'm sure he can figure it out.
You can get online real quickly and get ordained in 3 minutes online or something?
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's what you can do. On February 14th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., couples can enjoy a complimentary wedding package at the iconic dinner located at 450 Fremont Street. The Valentine's Day package, which normally is priced at $199, but it's free during that 9 to 5, includes a surprise officiant. So, John, it's highly possible, okay? Music, a custom pancake cake, professional photography, fresh floral decor, and matching bride and groom swag. Some couples may even find themselves married by a famous blue suede shoes songbird. Okay? So all that you really need to do is, if you want, you go onto Denny's official website, look up the location in Las Vegas, or just simply dial 702-471-0056. Walk-ins are accepted based on availability. So if you want to say you got married at Denny's in Vegas, there you have it.
Can you hear a phone call where you, hi, I'd like to reserve a table and a chance to get married at 4:45.
So here's a funny thing. When Eileen and I were,
we'll have the Rudy Tooty free breakfast
for 200, please. So it's funny because I just had the funniest thing. So when Eileen and I got engaged, we were planning our wedding. We wanted to go on a cruise. We wanted to do a Disney cruise. Well, certain parts of our family thought that was inappropriate for the bride. You can read into that any way that you want to. And so we said, okay, certain part of family, where do you want to send us? And so we ended up having a very nice honeymoon in St. Lucia. So now I'm just thinking, what would have happened 36 years ago if I would have gone to these same individuals and said, you know what? We want to get married in Las Vegas. Oh, where? The Bellagio, the Fontainebleau? No. Denny's has a great program on the 14th. Oh, my God. All right. Curtis, put me down for 4 squares. All right. And I'll Venmo the money. Herman, I'll reach out to Delia and find out what she's got available, and I'll jump in for some squares to help you guys too. All right. Let's go back to football. As you see behind me, Caesar Superdome is behind me. This is going to be the site of Super Bowl LIX, or as Rob Gronkowski calls it in the commercial, Super Bowl Licks. So let's see. All right. Congratulations to 4 former NFL players making it into the selection of the Pro Bowl Hall of Fame. We have Eric Allen, cornerback from the said Eagles. Defensive end Jared Allen from the Minnesota Vikings. Antonio Gates, one of the best tight ends that ever played the game of the Chargers, and also played his entire career with the Chargers. And then we have wide receiver Sterling Sharp. He played for the Packers from 88 to 94. Congratulations. Those who did not make the list, and Eli Manning's name came up, quarterback of my Giants, 2 Super Bowls, beating Tom Brady, some great plays, a couple of Pro Bowls. So here's the names of those who did not make it. Willie Anderson, Jari Evans, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Eli, Steve Smith Jr., Terrell Suggs, Fred Taylor, Adam Vinatieri, I'm surprised didn't make it right out of the gate. Reggie Wayne, Darren Woodson, and Marshall Yanda. There are some senior folks that didn't make it. Perhaps they'll make the category for next year. You're welcome, Curtis. All right.
And so where the hell is Rick Upchurch?
That's a battle every year. And his numbers.
Who did he piss off? That's what I want to know.
First of all, I find it hard to believe he pissed anybody off for anything, to be honest with you. Except for one person, but that's a whole nother. No, that's gets reversed.
Yeah.
I don't know. And his numbers are as comparable or better than some of the individuals that are currently in there.
Yeah.
But part of the problem is I think Rick spent a lot of time as a kick returner and punt returner versus being just a wide receiver only.
Right.
But and kick returners are dime a dozen in terms of being in the Hall of Fame. I can't even think of one who wins specifically. And I think that's where I think Rick is slotted in that people are looking at versus his overall numbers in terms of even as a wide receiver, and couple that with what he had done to change games in terms of field position, he is definitely being overlooked. All right.
No check.
I know go ahead.
I know why. I know why he's being overlooked.
Why?
Because he's short.
Because he's short. Yeah, exactly. Speak of the devil, the G-Man, George is in the chat room. I see he just popped in there as we're getting ready to talk more about the Super Bowl. All right, Super Bowl tickets. You want to know how much it costs to get into the stadium behind me here? John, you have that seating chart while I share this information with folks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a seating chart of the arena that you just saw. George picks the Eagles 31, Chiefs 27. Okay, the absolute cheapest ticket for this Super Bowl between the Chiefs and Eagles, cheapest, $2,800. The one seat is available in row 41, section 615. So if you look to the right of your screen where it says gate seat, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see 614, 615. That's where this ticket's going for in the pretty much the last row, 41, section 615 for $2,800. Now, there are a dozen seats available around that price point in the 600s all the way around, ranging from $2,900 to $4,300. But if you want to get a seat in the 500s, which I believe is this lower ring of the gray in front of all the 600s, tickets there start for $3,700. Now, most expensive tickets. Oh, oh, Curtis, that's it. We got to frame that somehow, John. We need a screenshot of that because Curtis. That's like the comment of the set of the right there. Watching. That's great. That is great. All right. So the most expensive ticket, section 139, which is, if you look where the green is for the field, you see all those gray numbers down there. 139 is in the lower left corner of the green field that you see there. $2,495. This is first row of section 139 in the corner of one of the end zones.
Wait. You said 2,400?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, $25,000.
Yeah, okay. Because I was going to say, why would you sit up in nosebleeds for 2,800?
Because I was enamored still with Curtis's comment. That's why it took me a second to re-engage. So if you look at the green football field, the lower left corner, folks, that's where we're talking about down there. This is the first row of that section. But there are numerous listed in that same row for pairs of tickets, which means for a pair of tickets for you and your honey to go, folks, $50,000. That's just crazy. Now, is it worth it if your team wins as a once in a lifetime? Maybe. I love football. I love the Giants. I don't know that I would spend that kind of money to see them in the Super Bowl. But I know this, WrestleMania coming to Las Vegas in April, those tickets there have gone up. They're costing anywhere close to like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 a ticket for WrestleMania.
Wait till about a week before. About a week before, and they'll be down to $7.
So check this out. This, according to StubHub, the average price of a ticket sold for this Super Bowl, is $7,141. That's a 16% year-over-year decrease from the last time these two teams play. And people think that price went down because people are getting tired of these teams being in there. There's no underdog per se. So, all right. We talked about commercials before. We need one more break. We ready for one more break already?
I have one quick question before we leave this segment.
Yes.
Getting back to the getting married in Denny's downtown Las Vegas thing.
Yeah.
Are they going to include eggs in your breakfast for no charge?
Well, they can get you egg whites. So Curtis is commenting there. $50,000 still cheaper than a lot of weddings that don't use the deal. All right, on that note, let's get at it. We have one more commercial run before we say goodbye, so let's get that in, and then we're going to focus on commercials and prop bets of the Super Bowl. We'll be right back.
Your path to a meaningful career begins at Tidewater Community College. We're here to help you every step of the way, from application to financial aid, to helping you transfer to the four-year college of your choice and even placement in in-demand careers. Whether you're looking to transition from the military, want to go part-time while you work, or make a full-time career change, TCC is here for you with multiple campuses throughout the region. Enroll today at Tidewater Community College. From here, go anywhere.
Hello, I'm Rick Upchurch, former Denver Bronco Ring of Famer. In life, there are rivalries, and then there are football rivalries. Broncos, Raiders, Packers, Vikings, Washington, Dallas. But what happens when those sports rivalries invade a household? You know the scenario. Grandma loves Ohio State, but Grandpa loves Michigan. Novelty Sports Art has the type of artwork that simply adds fuel to the fire. The drip helmets depicted those hated rivalries with a splash of humor and color. These original artwork prints can be hung in the man cave, she shed, or the centerpiece at the next family reunion. Visit www.noveltysportsarts.com and order from our listed inventory. You can also call 804-505-5669 for ordering details. A great sports rivalry should be honored as a novelty.
Switching to a vegan dessert doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or texture. At Sweet Peas Bakehouse, our pastries are designed to be just as delightful as their traditional counterparts. Sweet Peas Bakehouse features rich flavors and satisfying textures that will please any palate. From decadent brownies to light and fluffy cakes, each bite is a celebration of natural sweetness free from artificial additives. Indulgent treats that not only taste great, but also nourish the body by visiting www.sweetpeaswithazbakehouse.com. Experience the difference that nature-inspired baking can make at Sweet Peas Bakehouse. Call 804-214-7773 today and taste the goodness.
All right, welcome back. You know, there's something else going on. Yes.
Hey, I just want to say I got my first order from Sweet Peas the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And when they talk about decadent brownies, they ain't kidding. I mean, there's chocolate and then there's chocolate.
But it's a healthier
They did
chocolate.
a fine job. And I mean, it must have taken them at least 4.5 hours just to package the stuff up. I mean, they took great care to make sure that everything got here the way it left, and they did good. So
Well, here's
my compliments to the chef.
Absolutely. Sweet Peas Bakehouse, sweetpeasbakehouse.com. Pamela was just here earlier today because I ordered cookies for Super Bowl tomorrow, so she dropped them off. And when I told her
I forgot about the cookies.
What about them?
I didn't order any.
Well, then you'll have to
I
order
got
some
so
more.
hung up on ordering all the brownies, I forgot about the cookies. Well, now I got
Then
to
you'll
get
have
on
to,
another
you'll
order.
have to, you'll have to order some more then.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
she was expecting the delivery to arrive today out there, and then she got the notice that it was delivered on Thursday. You got a 2-day turnaround.
Yeah.
So that was great. So I'm glad. So folks, there you have it. You can get them shipped anywhere in the country that you want.
Under promise, over deliver.
That's it. That's the way to do it. But the product, man, oh man. Woo! Okay, let's get to it. Super Bowl
And
commercial.
as you pointed out, they're good for you.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, not only tomorrow's, I realize the wrong logo's up, but tomorrow is the Puppy Bowl. The 21st annual Puppy Bowl is also going to be going on the Animal Planet channel. So don't forget that I think the bulk of that's going to be halftime, which is what I'll be watching because I know nothing about the musical artists at halftime nowadays. I don't even watch halftime.
Who's performing at the halftime now?
Some singer, some guy. I don't know. All right. Super Bowl commercials. Now,
Elvis.
Elvis, yeah. When I say commercials, John, for Super Bowl, who are some of the companies that come to mind that you would normally expect to see?
Doritos.
Okay. That's there. Who else? What's it?
General Motors, Dodge, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch.
Budweiser.
Yeah.
Budweiser and Bud Light. Now, it's interesting. You know what? The list I have, obviously, it's not everybody. Coors Light is on there. Bud Light is on there. But what's interesting, there is not one commercial on the list that I have from a car manufacturer.
I had heard that.
Now, last year, maybe even the year before that, the same thing. The price of these commercials got so expensive for the car manufacturers that the car manufacturers, even Chevy, you would think Chevy would be part of this. couple of years ago, they said, no, we just can't afford it. So I would think there's going to be some, just not on the list that I have. So we already talked about Hellman's Mayonnaise. Like I said, if you haven't, Kendrick Lamar. Thank you, Julie. Kendrick Lamar, no relation to Hedy Lamar.
Headley.
Headley. But there was a Hedley Lamar. Wasn't there also a real person? But Hedley Lamar, for you Mel Brooks movie fans. Okay, so here's some of the other companies. Google, Salesforce, Ray-Ban, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, and Kris Jenner are going to be in that commercial. Booking.com, Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. How can you go wrong with those guys in a commercial, right? Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism is running a commercial featuring Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady. That should be interesting. Michelob Ultra, Budweiser, of course. I saw a sneak peek of the commercial for Budweiser, folks. Let me tell you, have your tissues ready because it is a tearjerker. Little Caesars, Totino's Pizza Roll, Hellman's we talked about, Doritos, Pringles. We talked about Andy Reid before, right? With the State Farm commercials and all that. So actor Nick Offerman and Andy Reid and LA Clippers James Harden will all see their mustaches escape their faces, fluttering away to join the call for more Pringles. So here's Andy Reid again putting himself. How can you not love this guy? You know what I'm saying? Haagen-Dazs, Coffee Mate, Uber Eats, Instacart, Hexclad Software, Hims and Hers, which is a pharmaceutical company for those who don't know, Dove, Novartis, and FanDuel. Now, FanDuel, of course, the big thing is between Eli and Peyton and the field goal of death or whatever they have this competition for the third year in a row.
Tesla?
No Tesla. Again, I got to imagine, even though they're not on that list,
and I know what it is because of the price of the commercials, and they can't afford that and Matthew McConaughey's fee.
Well, I did see on another list, there is a commercial that has McConaughey in it. And I love the commercials he's doing with Woody Harrelson now.
Yeah.
With the appointment setter thing. So there's great stuff out there, and it'll just give us a lot to talk about the following week. That's for sure. Or during the week. Okay, let's talk about some prop bets, and I'm going to go over some of the traditional ones real quickly before I go into some of the crazier ones that I love. Here you go. National anthem. Always, every year. How long is it going to be? I don't know off the top of my head, quite frankly, who's singing it this year, but the over-under, this is a really fast expectation. 1:21. That's a quick rendition of the national anthem. Over 121 is getting plus 100. Under 121 is getting minus 130. So, John Batiste will likely be playing the piano. If he does, the introduction on the keys followed by quicker vocals. So that's who's doing it. So we got a pianist doing it. Will Taylor Swift be shown during the national anthem? Yes is getting a plus 350. No is getting minus 500. I don't like, that's a traditional one. Okay. Will any 300-pound player score a touchdown? That's a fun one. Because both of these teams, I know Kansas City actually has some plays that involve some of the line. Of course, here's another one. What color liquid will be poured on the winning coach? Purple is at plus 100, yellow or green at 200, blue at 600. Clear or just getting dumped with water is at plus 1,200. So if you want a long shot, there you have that one. All right. That's some of those. We have a minute or two left, and then we'll wrap the show up So before I forget, next week's show, the 12th, is that Tuesday or Wednesday next week? I think it's Tuesday. Wednesday? Whatever day it is. The 12th.
Yeah, the 12th is Wednesday.
Tidewater Community College is having a press conference to announce the division that their new men's and women's basketball program will be playing in. That's the 12th. That Saturday, my show, Aaron's Hour, I will have the athletic director on the show with me live to talk about that, all of that stuff, and all the athletic programs on behalf of Tidewater Community College. And not that I want to throw a tease out there, but I'm angling to become the broadcaster for the programs.
That's right, because you're such a big supporter.
I am a big supporter. I'm a big jockstrap for those people. Anyway, so that's next week's show. He's going to give us all the ins and outs. I'm going to ask him, how does the school even apply? A commuter. Think about it. This is a commuter school. This is not a dorm school, folks. You folks out there in Vegas and California, you want to continue your education, you can become part of Tidewater by going online right now. But how does a school like this get a basketball program? That's dedication and a commitment to the college, to the university, and the community. All right. So real quickly, I know we're down to about a minute, which is probably running out right now. Who is going to win the Super Bowl MVP? Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, or somebody else? All right. National anthem. Now, the national anthem on the one that I'm looking at right now, they actually have a prop bet at 90 seconds, a little bit longer than what I just shared with you, which came off of FanDuel. Coin flips, all that stuff. Okay, here's one. Which of these 4 Super Bowl ads will air first? Budweiser, Michelob Light, Hellmann's, or Instacart? Okay.
Instacart.
Instacart, you think? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will either team
they'll start out slow and then build.
Yeah, Budweiser, I would suspect probably not until the second half because
close to halftime. Yeah.
Exactly. Will a sample of a Taylor Swift song be played during the broadcast? Like when they go to commercial or things like that?
No. However, she will get a shout out.
I'm sure from somebody
for her support of the NFL and how many new people she's brought. You watch.
Absolutely.
She'll get a
Curtis
shout
says Curtis says Saquon Barkley will win the MVP, and he also sided with you, thinking Instacart will be the first commercial. Let's see.
See.
Then you have the songs like, what is Kendrick Lamar going to be wearing? Drake is going to be there. Which celebrity guest will appear first? But, of course, I don't know any of these celebrities, so I'm not even going to bother saying who they are. What color shirt Kendrick Lamar will have? The rest of these are all about Kendrick Lamar, who I know nothing about. But all I know is if we were in Vegas and we picked up a prop bet sheet, there's at least 400 prop bets, I'm sure, because I usually cross-reference who will have more points versus basketball assists in during a basketball game or college. I know those are out there. All right, we are out of time. I want to thank everybody for watching Aaron's Hour this week. A grab bag of stuff today. Super Bowl, Vegas, Virginia Beach stuff. Curtis, Julie, everybody out there. Herman, thank you all for watching. Support these other fundraisers if you can for Get a Grip or the Kiwanis Clubs out there in Cali. Next week, I got the AD of Tidewater Community College coming on. Nothing else, folks. Enjoy your family and friends tomorrow for the game, whether you watch it or for the commercial. It don't matter. John, thank you as always. We'll see you next time right here on Aaron's Hour. Be kind to everybody. Why? Because you know what? This is all we got. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your day.
Founded in 2021 by husband and wife duo Jason and Melissa Taylor, Rustic Reclaimed Design is a small business proudly owned by a woman and disabled Navy veteran. Rustic Reclaimed Design specializes in custom handmade and laser engraved products. By combining craftsmanship and creativity, Rustic Reclaimed Design delivers unique, high-quality items. Whether it is a personalized gift, something for the home, or a custom design, their mission is to create a piece that brings your vision to life. Visit us on Facebook by searching Rustic Reclaimed Design. Send an email to sales@rusticreclaimdesign.com or simply call 757-567-2790. Rustic Reclaimed Design is where we craft connections one unique piece at a time. It seems like the cost of keeping the lights on goes up way too often. Do you wish there was something you can do to control the energy costs in your own home to keep the lights on? I want you to Think Energy. Think Energy has partnerships across the country that takes advantage of solar farms. Solar farms actually reduce the dependency on your local electric company by having part of your electricity actually come from these solar farms, which in turn reduces your costs. To learn more, contact Preston Pearson by dialing 229-291-8329 or send an email to cp3foralltime@gmail.com. There is no better time to think energy.